MD Helicopters MD-500. The MD Helicopters MD-500 series is an American family of light utility civilian and military helicopters. The MD-500 was developed from the Hughes 500, a civilian version of the U.S. Army's OH-6 Cayuse/Loach. The series currently includes the MD-500E, MD-520N, and MD-530F. Design and development. The successful Hughes 500/MD-560 began life in response to a U.S. Army requirement for a light observation helicopter LOH. Hughes Model 369 won the contest against competition from Bell and Hiller. The subsequent OH-6 Cayuse first flew in February 1963. The 500 series design features shock-absorbing landing skid struts, a turboshaft engine mounted at a 45-degree angle toward the rear of the cabin pod, a fuel tank cell under the floor, and the battery in the nose. The engine exhaust port is located at the end of the cabin pod underneath the tailboom. It has a short diameter main rotor system and a short tail, giving it agile control response, and is less susceptible to weather cocking. Hughes won the U.S. Army's LOH contest with its OH-6 helicopter by submitting a very low and aggressive price per airframe without an engine. Due to rising prices, the U.S. Army later reopened the contest, where Hughes offered the machine at a more realistic price, but was undercut by the redesigned Bell OH-58 Kiowa military jet Ranger. OH-6 helicopters were still ordered by the U.S. Army, though at a much reduced number. Hughes/MD-500. Prior to the OH-6's first flight, Hughes announced it was developing a civilian version, to be marketed as the Hughes 500, available in basic 5- and 7-seat configurations. A utility version with a more powerful engine was offered as the 500U, later called the 500C. The improved Hughes 500D became the primary model in 1976, with a more powerful engine, a T-tail, and a new 5-blade main rotor. A 4-blade tail rotor was optional. The 500D was replaced by the 500E from 1982, with a pointed nose and various interior improvements, such as greater head and legroom. The 530F was a more powerful version of the 500E, optimized for hot and high work. McDonnell Douglas acquired Hughes helicopters in January 1984, and from August 1985 the 500E and 530F were built as the MD-500E and MD-530F lifter. Following the 1997 Boeing-McDonnell Douglas merger, Boeing sold the former MD Civil helicopter lines to MD Helicopters in early 1999. Military variants are marketed under the MD-500 Defender name. MD-520N. The MD-520N introduced a revolutionary advance in helicopter design, dispensing with a conventional anti-torque tail rotor in favor of the Hughes/McDonnell Douglas developed notor system. Exhaust from a fan is directed through slots in the tailboom, using the Condit effect to counteract the torque of the main rotor, and a controllable thruster at the end of the tailboom is used for yaw control. Because the fan is enclosed in the tailboom, tail rotor noise, the major source of noise from most conventional helicopters, was significantly reduced. It also eliminated the vulnerable exposed tail rotor blades, eliminating the possibility of persons being injured or killed on the ground, and the cause for many confined area maneuvering accidents. McDonnell Douglas originally intended to develop the standard MD-520N alongside the more powerful hot and high-optimized MD-530N. Both were launched in January 1989 and were based on the conventional MD-500E. The MD-530N was the first to fly on December 29, 1989, and the MD-520N first flew on May 1, 1990. Development of the MD-530N was suspended when McDonnell Douglas decided that the MD-520N met most customer requirements for the 530N. Certification for the MD-520N. In 2000, MD Helicopters announced enhancements to the MD-520N, including an improved Rolls-Royce 250C20R Plus engine with 3% to 5% more power for better performance on warm days, and changes to the diffuser and fan rigging also increased range. Operational history. El Salvador. During the Salvadoran Civil War, the Salvadoran Air Force operated 6 MD-500DS, which were supplemented later by 9 MD-500Es supplied by the United States in 1983. These were used as gunships, armed with 7.62 mm miniguns and unguided rockets, as well as being used for reconnaissance and liaison duties. 1 MD-500D, 2 MD-500Es were lost to S-7 missiles in 1989 and 1990. By the end of the conflict, only 1 MD-500D and 6 MD-500Es were in operational condition. North Korea. In 1985, there are reports indicating that at least 60 of the helicopters delivered to North Korea were modified to serve as helicopter gunships. As South Korea produces the MD-500 domestically under license for use by its own armed forces, the modified helicopters operated by North Korea were deemed useful in conducting covert or deceptive operations against South Korea, such as incursions past the border. The modified MD-500 helicopters were finally revealed by North Korea and seen by the U.S. and European countries during North Korea's Victory Parade held on 27 July 2013 in Pyongyang, to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the end of the Korean War in 1953. Images and analyses done regarding North Korea's MD-500 helicopters show that they have been modified significantly to serve as light attack helicopters, such as modification work on the helicopters for them to be mounted with Soviet-designed T-3 Sagar anti-tank wire-guided missiles. Variants. 369. Military prototype designated YOH-6A. 369A. Military production designated OH-6. MD-500C 369H, 9H, 9H. Improved 5-seat commercial variant powered by an Allison 250C-18B rated at 317 shp 236 kW, certified in 1966. Kawasaki Hughes 369HS. Built under license by Kawasaki Heavy Industries in Japan alongside OH-6J. MD-500M Defender 369HM. Military export version as the MD-500 Defender. MD-500C 369HS. Improved 4-seat commercial variant by an Allison 250C-20 rated at 400 shp 298 kW, certified in 1969. MD-500C 369He, a 369HS with higher standard interior fittings, certified in 1969. MD-500D 369D, new commercial version from 1976, powered by an Allison 250C-20B rated at 420 shp 313 kW, certified in 1976. MD-500E 369E, executive version of the 500D with recontoured nose, certified in 1982. And H-500E, DRID E, DRID E, E, DRID E, DRID E, 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 Italian-built version of the 500E. License produced by Bread and Nardi before merging with Augusta. MD-500N. Notor No T-Ale rotor version of the 500E, certified in 1991. Powered by Rolls-Royce, formerly Allison 250C-20 R/2 rated at 450 shp. MD-530 F369F. Hot and high version of the 500E, powered by a Rolls-Royce, formerly Allison 250C-30 HU rated at 650 shp 485 kW, certified in 1984. Unmanned Little Bird demonstrator and AH-6. A civilian 530F modified by Boeing Rotorcraft Systems to develop UAV technologies for both civilian and military applications. Military. For military variants, see McDonnell Douglas MD-500 Defender and Hughes OH-6 Cayuse. Operators. The MD-500 is widely operated by private individuals, companies, and law enforcement agencies around the world. Belgium Federal Police, Colombian National Police of Colombia, Costa Rica Air Vigilance Service, Ecuador National Police of Ecuador, Finland, Utti Jaeger Regiment, Honduras, Honduran Air Force, Hungary, Hungarian Police EC. Indonesian Air Force 12X Pelita Air Hughes 500C were given to the Air Force in 1982. Retired from service. Italy State Forestry Corps, Kenny Air Force, North Korea, Korean People's Air Force, total 87 were smuggled to North Korea. United States Academy, Columbus Division of Police, Fresno County Sheriff's Department, Glendale Police Department, Hawaii County Fire Department, Houston Police Department, Kansas City Police Department, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Pasadena Police Department, Prince George's County Police Department, Riverside Police Department, San Diego County Sheriff's Department, St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, St. Louis County Police Department. Specifications MD-530F. Data from MD-500E Performance Specifications, the International Directory of Civil Aircraft General Characteristics. Crew, 2. Crew, 2. Crew, 2. Capacity, 3 passengers, 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 length 32 ft7 in 9.93 m, height 8 ft9 in 2.67 mm, empty weight 1591, lb 722 kg, max takeoff weight 3,550 lb 1610 kg. Power plant 1X Allison 250 C30 turboshaft engine, 650 shp 480 kW Main rotor diameter 27 ft4 in 8.33 mm, 3 mm, 3 mm, 3 mm, 3 mm. Main rotor area 587.5 SQFT 54.58 m2 asterisk blade section. NACA 12 performance. Maximum speed 152 km 175 mph 282 km/h/h. Cruise speed 135 km 155 mph 250 km/h/h. Range 232 NMI 267 mi 430 km. Service ceiling 18,700 ft 5,700 m, 100 m, 100 m, 100 m, 1100 m, 100 m. Rate of climb 2070 ft/min 10.5 m/s. Specifications MD-500C. Data from general characteristics. Crew 2. Crew 2. Crew 2. Capacity 2. Length 30 ft 3.75 in 9.2393 m. Height 8 ft 1.5 in 2.477 m. Empty weight 1229 lb 557 kg. Max takeoff weight 2700 lb 1225 kg. Fuel capacity 61.5 US gal 51 imp gal 233 L and 250% self-sealing bladder tanks under rear cabin floor. Power plant 1X Allison 63 Aminus 5 a turboshaft engine, 317 SHP 236 kWW. Main rotor diameter 26 ft4 in 8.3 m. Main rotor area 544.63 SQ/FT 50.598 M2 * blade section. NACA 12 performance. Maximum speed 130 km 150 mph 240 km/h. Cruise speed 130 km 150 mph 240 km/h. Range 330 nmi 380 mi 610 km at 5000 ft 1524 m. Ferry range 1354 nmi 1558 mi 2508 km with 1300 lb 590 kg of fuel. Service ceiling 15,800 ft 4,800 m * cover ceiling OGE 7,300 ft 2225 m. Hover ceiling IGE 11,800 ft 3,597 m. Rate of climb 2070 ft/min 10.5 m/s.